Lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit. And today I have an update for Pan That Palette in Order. Now, a few days ago, if you saw my Project Level Up update, I did mention in there how all of my eyeshadow projects and eyeshadows in projects are put on pause right now due to my eyes. They are fine. I'm just using a cream to try and help them out a little bit more. So during that time, I'm just not really allowed to wear eye makeup. I'm still wearing mascara, but as for eyeshadow and liner, I'm not wearing any of that currently. So it's been about a week and a half and it's been strange to say the least. But I did want to jump in and show you guys the progress that I have been making previously between the last update and March 31st, which is the last day that I actually wore eye makeup. And I want to show you guys where I'm sitting at currently with this palette. So at the last update, I had hit another 4 pans and I had said that I was for sure hoping at least that I could hit another 4 by this update and then only have 3 more shades in this palette to work on and hopefully get this rolled out by the May update. Because this is on pause, it's not going to be rolled out by May, but I am still really happy and excited to show you where I'm sitting at with this palette because I still feel like I got some pretty decent progress within the couple of weeks that I was reaching for this. Now, we are going to get on into it and I'm going to show you guys what the palette is currently looking like. So, at the last update, I believe I had up to Starlet, which was this shade right here, sorry. I had hit pan on here and I had then started focusing in on this shade here called Bellini. Now I had quite a few uses on this shade already. Yes, I focus in on one shade at a time, but once I start to feel like I'm getting close to hitting pan on the shade that I'm focusing on, I will start to bring in the next shade. Now, I was working on these two rather closely together and pairing them together a lot. So I did have quite a few uses on Bellini at the last update. I want to say it was sitting at around 9. And I had to dig into that shade. Let me tell you, it was a pain. Now, I did finally hit pan after it was 20 uses, which seems a lot more average for a Natasha Denona palette, and it doesn't seem like it's actually that bad, and it really isn't. But when I say I had to dig, I wish I had a photo, but I think that this shade just had a lot of hard pan. It was so difficult to use, and I was using just my pencil liner brush. I was also using my brush that I use for my crease. This is what the shade is looking like, and you can kind of see just at the top right here, that little bump. This whole thing was looking like that. There was just multiple little weird bumps like that. So it was so difficult to try and get any product even onto my eyes. So I feel like I had to really dig into it quite a bit. But after another 11 uses, I finally managed to hit pan. And I would even use this shade all over my lids. Like I was really focusing in on trying to hit pan because not because it was just taking a while, but it's because of what the shade was looking like that was starting to really bother me and I just wanted to hit pan. So I like those little weird bumps and this was just like covering that whole pan. You can't really see them much anymore except for that one, but it was just like the whole thing and it just looked weird and it was getting so much hard pan and it was just I was tired of working on it because of the condition of the shade, not because it took 20 uses. That's honestly what I was expecting for this palette, if not more. So I'm not bothered by the fact that it took me 20 uses. It was more or less like the actual condition of the shade and the hard pan and trying to use tape to remove it. And it was just a long process and a lot of progress has finally been made on that shade. And finally after that, I focused in on the shade right here called Bubbles. Now I was reaching for this just a little bit as I was hitting pan on the shade here. And I kind of surprised myself as to when I hit that pan. I did think it was still going to take a lot longer than that, but I was glad that it only took me the 20 uses. And then with Bubbles here, I was using that on my lower lash line And I want to say I was using it a little bit in the inner corner, and that one took me a total of 9 uses to hit pan on. Then I started reaching for the shade here called Limoncello, and I was using this in the inner corner, and I really enjoyed it, and I actually enjoyed pairing these two together, and I thought that it gave a really pretty light but still kind of bright-ish inner corner, and I really enjoyed that shade. And after a total of 10 uses, I had hit pan on them. So then I moved on over to the shade Duet, and I used it a total of 3 times, and then I decided I was going to just stop wearing eye makeup. I gave myself a few days, and then I started wearing this cream that I have to put on twice a day. So I have paused the usage there. I hit my 3rd use on March 31st. So it will resume hopefully sooner than later, but even still, the 20 uses in this shade, generally it's about half of that. So I still could have technically, in theory, hit pan on a 4th shade and only had 3 shades left to go, which would have been absolutely incredible. But because of this Bellini shade just being the issue that it was, I didn't quite make it. But even still, 3 pans is pretty exciting, and I am so really happy with the progress that I have been making just in general, but over the last few weeks for sure. So this is where we are sitting at, and I am so excited about it. So once I start to wear eye makeup again, I'm really going to focus in on these. And I still think it'll probably be by like June, because I think it's only going to be a few more weeks that I'm not going to be wearing my eye makeup. And then I'm going to dive on into these and see how much longer it's going to take. But for sure, this is going to be out so much quicker than I was intending on it in the first place. And it's so exciting and just like motivating, and then I just absolutely love it. So this is it for now. So for the May update, because it's now April. We are almost midway through April already. For the May update, I don't know how much use I'm going to actually have on that palette, because I've only been using this eye cream for shy of a week, and I think I'm supposed to use it for 3 weeks. And then I think I'm not supposed to wear makeup for longer than that, but I think I'm giving myself a total of a week. Or 3 weeks, so I might have a little bit of progress. So I'm definitely not going to be able to hit anything by the next update, but I do want to still jump on for that May update just to show you guys and see where we're sitting at that point, and if I've been able to make any progress in even that one shade Duet there, and just kind of move on from there. So I'm curious to see where I'm going to be at next month. So I hope you guys are too, and you stick around to watch. And that is it. That is all for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.